Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this should be the final process for the video. I have a few things I want to work on to finish stuffing these loaded pockets. They're pretty loaded. I have the stuff that we've made in the video and a few other things that I found, and I have some vintage playing cards in my stash, so I thought I'd stick one in each of those. So the first thing I want to do, set those aside, we're going to do some tags definitely, is I want to do these button cards. Look at how cute those are. These are paper buttons and they're journaling cards. I think they turned out so cute. I can't remember who I watched how to make these, but the paper buttons, but I'm going to show you today how to do that. So you can make them in different sizes. I have a 5/8 inch circle. My 1 inch circle broke punch, so I have this one, and the other sizes are quite a bit bigger, so they are not going to work for this. But for the process first, because I've sealed these, the way that I did that to get the card, I'm going to show you now. So I am using, I'm using this here, this Mod Podge, paper Mod Podge, and I'm going to attach it to a piece of card here. So I simply I should have loosened this brush first. There we go. Now it's becoming more pliable. So let's see, I need to do it about to there. And I'm not really caring if I'm getting it on the sides, because we're going to be cutting this. I've rough cut that card so that I can cut it out after it's done drying. So I'm just going to apply some of this Mod Podge here on this coffee dyed cardstock, and I'm just going to stick this down. And I'm just going to make sure it gets down all the way around all the edges. And then you let that dry. Once it's dry, and then we'll come up, and I already have some pre-done, so I'm okay if this does. The instructions say, I've not tried it gluing it down and then Mod Podging over it before the first layer dries, and then you just let it dry. And when it's dry, you cut it out. So I'm going to set that aside. Make sure I get all of that on there. Okay. So that's all I did for the cards to get them ready so that they're sealed and they shiny, kind of look like, product packaging. Here are my buttons. So what I did for the buttons is, let me see where my container is. I cut a whole bunch of these. There we go. Because I actually use them for tag toppers. I don't have a fancy tag topper punch or anything, so I use these for the top of tags. And so what I did is I just took a couple, 2 of them, and some scrap paper. Let's see what we got here. We'll do this one. And I'm just going to punch out a circle here. And then I'm going to layer these all together. So we're going to glue these. Bring it down a little bit closer. Glue these together. Making sure they're lined up all the way around. And I'm going to do the same thing with this piece that we cut out with the circle. Good way to use up scraps too, because these paper buttons could be fun embellishments in your journals. Okay, so that's attached. Now I'm using my eyelet punch, and I'm using the small. There's a big hole and a small hole. I'm using the small hole. So what I did is I'm punching it. I'm having the back facing me, at least with this tool, because it gives a rough edge, and I want the rough edge on the back. So all I do is I just take a pencil or a pen, and you're not going to see it because you're going to glue it down, and I'm kind of marking where I think the buttonhole should be to help me line it up in here. And then I'm just, oops, I got it unlocked. It is unlocked. Then I just line that up, center that mark right in the hole, and I'm kind of twisting it with this tool because it doesn't necessarily cut all the way through. I like a little part of it. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. So, excuse me. So I'm just loosening that up so that will come out. Okay, and then the last thing is if you have any rough edges, some of mine come out with rough edges, some don't. I just go in with my Stampin' Up! Paper snips. These are the best snips. It's such a fine edge. I can get in there and really clean up in a little tiny space. I love these things. Okay, so now that that's done, my next step for these, I'm going to grab in my silicone mat here and lay that down. And I'm going to take my glossy accents and I'm going to cover the top with it. So I might have to clear it. Sometimes the glue gets dry right there, so I just need to clear this nozzle out. Once I open it up, it's fine. You don't really have to squeeze it. I am going to get it started, but it kind of works on gravity. You want to squeeze it very lightly and just cover the whole thing. This Glossy Accents is also a really strong adhesive, but I love the effect it does on, it just adds dimension. Now I've had this bottle for a while because I don't always use it. Okay, I'm just going to pull this up, missed a spot there. You shine it in the light and let it just kind of shine off of it. You can kind of see where you've missed an area. And it's okay if you've missed some. Okay, that's all completely covered. And then I'm just going to let this dry. If you want to do some of these, you want to make a whole bunch and put them up, get them all done, and let them dry for 24 hours to have them fully dry. Let me see what it says on the back there. Well, it doesn't say how long it takes, but it doesn't. I just usually make a bunch of things with the Glossy Accents and then set them aside to dry. Okay, so now that we have those all done, now we can assemble our button cards. So pull out some buttons. I'm going to do 6 on one card and 4 on the other. 4, okay. These two, since this card is so pink, I'm going to put over here and bring these lighter colored ones in over here. And so then next, I'm going to take my, what do I have? I have the 3-in-1. glue, since they're not completely flat, I just want to make sure they stick. So I'm just going to start attaching these to the card. And you are going to want to let this dry too once you've got them attached before stuffing them. So hold it down for a second, make sure it gets on there good. Even with this glossy accents attached, it's very pliable. There's a video, I think it was G. Kerr from Happiness and Crafting, who showed how to make these tiles. Somebody did. It was several years ago. These really pretty tiles using the glossy accents, and it makes it almost rubbery on top, so it doesn't, I haven't noticed any cracking. I'm going to put these pinky purple ones here in the center. Now, another thing you could use to attach these is the hot glue gun, but I want to make sure that, I mean, it's already going to be bumpy when they flip it over, whoever flips it over to write on it, but just to keep less bumps, because I think that sometimes the glue gun gives you a bumpy surface. That down for a minute, make sure that gets on there. Okay. I'm going to set that aside to dry and finish this last one here. Sometimes this glue, and it's doing it right now, especially when it's warm, likes to leak out the top. So I'm going to get a scrap paper. Just wipe off the top. I'm just going to hurry up and do this and get this lid on it so it doesn't bubble up anymore, and then I'll pull those down. There. This makes such fun pieces of ephemera. Now we just need to let that dry, set that aside to dry. And that is the button cards project that I wanted to make for this loaded pocket. So these are how they are when they're finished. They're on there good. Aren't those cute? So cute. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in one of the pockets. And it's getting pretty loaded. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted just to include some tags. So these are tags I've pre-cut. I have a bin of them that just need to be decorated. From our retired DSP, from Stampin' Up's retired 6x6 DSP. And I'm trying to use them up so that, because I keep getting paper. So what I want to do is just do a simple collage on these and add some elements. I think I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole in, well, I'll decorate them first and then I'll punch a hole. And I have some other pieces, some other ephemera that are shabby dabby doodads that I think would go well with what I'm doing all right here. That I think would be also fun to use. And I've got my other container here. So I have these pieces that are already fussy cut, and then these pieces. So we're just going to do a simple collage. And I thought these colors were fitting because she's kind of, a lot of her, she has some softer colors, but she has some really bold colors, which I really love. So I'm going to use some dictionary page. Tear a few of these out. This is vintage, or at least very yellowed. Let's see, what year is this? $1995. That should be enough. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these aside. Bring in my papers because I'm going to use the digitals we've been using for this. And I've got my fussy cuts. So I have some pieces that has already been, let's see what else I might want to use here. I think I just want to stick with what I've been tearing up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do, I think I'm going to use this paper here for some of that. Okay, so we're just going to start ripping. Ripping and gluing. And I'm ripping around the empty space here. I should just grab my ruler, that would be easier. Since this paper is kind of brittle anyway. Okay, and we'll do this one. I'm going to just quickly do that on all these edges really quick. I'm okay with that. Okay, I've got 3 to start with, and if I need to, I can tear more. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just kind of put some book page on here. Let's do that. Just gonna kind of rip this in half. Just gonna do it like that. So little corner rip right there. There. Okay, and then I was thinking of just having a ripped piece here. Move you back up here. want it kind of rough. Okay, there's that. And I kind of just want to layer it, so I'm going to rip the corner right there. Just kind of want to layer it right there, like that. So I need to rip it about here. And there's my piece for that. So let's go ahead and attach that. I'm going to use my glue stick for this. And I'm just going to, I don't know where my book is that I have torn apart that's for my glue book, but we'll use this one. This is an old chess book. So these pieces here I put on a coffee dyed paper. I'm just going to flip that over. Make sure I get some good amount of glue on there. Get that attached. This I'm actually going to ink up along the edge. And I did find my little inker here. I'm going to put some glue stick on that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and prep all of these and get their collage on, and then we'll decorate. How fun is that? That's fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and rip the rest of the pieces. Now that one piece I ripped I think would work. We just probably need to, no, it's a little shorter than I want it. Okay, let's do this one. So I want it about there. Then I'm going to corner rip it. There's that one. Will this fit on here? This will fit just fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. So here's that piece. So I'll need to glue those on. Let's do some of these smaller ones. I'm actually okay with that. I'm going to straighten that up a little. Well, that doesn't, yeah, because it's going to hang over. I'll just rip it off. I kind of want them, I'm going to save those for some other collaging. I think I want it thinner. So probably about there maybe. Yeah. Okay, so I need it about there. Rip the corner. And then get some more of this ripped. I want this one a little bit thinner. There. Okay, there's that one. Make sure the words are up in the correct orientation. the silver ruler, metal ruler is great, but it sure does like to move around on me. It's great for ripping though. Okay, there's that, and we'll flip this around because it's thinner on the top. Day off today, and I'm so glad to be able to come in and play. I actually have been able to play quite a bit and finish cleaning my room, so that's been very nice. Now I think I'm going to save that for a different type of collaging. We need one more thin strip. I need to remember to ink those pieces because I do want them inked. So we're going to go about right there. And this one too. About right there. Okay. The corner. And now the large ones. Got all the pieces we need for these. That's good. I'm just going to do that and rip the corner. Okay, now we just need ink. Move these little pieces out of my way here. Oh, I need to get my pieces for here, and I want to do something different since there's pink on them. More of a neutral, I think. No, that's too pink. Maybe we do want to do some of this floral. Ends. Okay, that one will work for there. And we'll do another piece here. Oh, that sure is pretty. Okay, beautiful paper. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and just ink the edges. All these are prepped and ready for us to be gluing here in just a minute. So my ink out. It makes it stand out, I think, when the edges are inked. So I'm playing with the YouTube video, my basic program that I have on my computer to edit and alter videos, which is very, very basic, but I'm seeing what I can do with it. Trying to learn a little bit more. So I'm hoping when I'm doing some of these just craft videos, I might be able to play some music and just have no talking for me, because the way my brain works is I have to focus on what I'm doing, otherwise I skip steps, miss steps, whatever. So when I get focused, I don't talk. Okay, those are all inked. Now we're going to go ahead and get these glued on and ready for decorations. We've got that one done. Get these big ones done and out of the way here. That's ready for decorating. Make sure I'm in camera because I tend to get out of camera. Alright, start glue sticking. So for my cards, I did the sheet load, which we'll post later. I'm actually did a video. I usually do the sheet loads, but I don't do a video on them. And I decided I would go ahead and do that because I was inspired. Well, they always inspire me, but I was playing with the paper pumpkin, and that led me to the decoration for the sheet load, and they turned out so cute. So, so cute. There's that tag. This one. And I made a folio using a kit. It was really a lot of fun to do. That I'm actually including in their surprises. My friends who will be receiving this loaded pocket. I didn't do a video on that because it's from Pink Monarch Prints. She has a video on it. This is getting kind of sticky, so we're going to put that, and I'm gonna let that dry. Do it on this one. Ah, very fragile paper. And my hands are kind of sticky, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, now these itty bitties. Now these pages I glue on and rip out for those who are not familiar. I just turn them into something, a pocket or a tuck spot or a tag or something. Okay, there's that one. This is just a really simple collage work for the tag. And I think when they're done, they're going to be super cute when we decorate them. I made that one a little bit short, so I'm gonna have to maybe not. That's probably just fine. I'm moving this around the page so it doesn't stick and rip, since I've got glue all over the paper. Do this one. Okay, those are all done. I'm going to go ahead and rip this so I can close the book and it won't glue the page together. I'm just going to let those dry because I'll turn them into something else. Okay, now I've got these. Put my lid on here. These beautiful tags to play with. Let's see what we want to put on them. I'm going to dig into some of these things here and see. Oh, that one. Oh, fibers. I have fibers. I have lace. And some of my coffee dyed fabric that I just did. So that might be really fun to use. Those are my laces. Okay, so we've got that. That I like there. Oh, goodness. That's, oh, irises. I like irises. Let's see what else we've got in here. Got a pretty lady. Neutral or pink? That's a lot of pink, so maybe some neutral right there because we've got some purple in the background. That might look really cute there too. Let's see what else we got in here. I did fussy cut out some flowers too. I want to dig through here and then I'll go back to my other bin that I've been using. Oh, a clock might be fun with those. We have a couple of clocks. Thinking, I don't know, that might be too much. thought I had some more longer lady ones, but I must have used them all up. Okay. There's this too. Some ideas there. Let's see what some of these. I think I want that Eiffel Tower there. I could do just a clock in the center with a word or a pair. Like joy behind some fabric. Tenderness, fondness. I guess what we'll do is we'll cut these. Use fondness on that. Okay, I'm gonna fussy cut these here. I'm thinking that I want to add some of this fabric. I think that'll add a nice element. Fussy cutting around the clock here. That's the correct way up, I think. Hold on. No, that is the correct way up. Okay, let's try this and see what this looks like. So I want to get my ink out. I'm just going to ink around this. Now, even though this is black and I'm inking around it, it hides the white of the card. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the clock. Just kind of dingy it up. Okay, this is the correct way up. I'm going to get this attached. I'm going to use my 3-in-1 to attach this to the fabric. And then I'm going to attach the fabric to the tag. And I do want that clock on there, so I'm going to get that glued down. I'm just going to move it around just to get that glue smeared around. There we go. Now, I think what I want to do here is add a little flower. Right there. So I'm going to need my 3-in-1 to attach it. See if we want to put any lace on here. Let's see what I got in my box here. It is going in a pocket, so we probably want to make sure it's thinner and can sit up. That's really cute. I think that tag turned out cute. So there's one tag. We're going to do the same thing with this other large tag. I am going to cut holes in them and tie something through the hole. Okay, let's ink this clock. Get that added. And we need some more fabric. This one. Okay. That looks about good right there. Set that aside. Oops, no, I don't want this one. I want the 2-in-1 because we're dealing with fabric. Put that there, and I think I want to do another flower here. Maybe this pink one. I want to do a bow. Oh my gosh, that is too cute. Maybe a smaller bow. I'm going to do a bow on that instead of a, see if I have any medium bows cut. We'll just do that little bow right there. Since I've got some of it on paper, I'm just going to go ahead and use this glue here. And lace. I think we're going to just use the same lace. It's so pretty. It looks good on there. Put a little bit of this on the bottom. so pretty. Okay, those two tags are done except for the holes on top. We'll set those aside. Now this here, I have some of this bigger lace. Do I want to run it? No. Let's see, do I want any fabric? I don't think I do. I think I just want to glue this down straight. We got a few more minutes because I'm trying to keep this at an hour, and whatever isn't finished on this video I'll finish up and they'll be done. We're going to ink that up. I could put a bow on these. There's that one. And I'm trying to, when I stick it, to make sure I'm not doing it at the top, since I'm going to be punching a hole in them. I'm just going to put that on just like that. These smaller ones, it's just easier. There's that one with the flower. We'll ink the edges up on this one. I didn't get something for that one. I like this green on there. Okay, now we just need one more thing for this. That's too big. It would be fun though. I really like these bows. I think that bow is too big too. And I might put some labels on here as well. That's cute. It's not terribly big. I think I'm just going to go with not that one. that bold purple. Purple blue with that green. All right. There are our pretty fairly decorated tags. And I'm probably going to add some labels, punch some holes, and add some fibers, and then they'll be done, and my stuffed pockets will be ready for my friends. All right, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video and got some inspiration, and I will catch you on the next one.